Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of The Desk. My name is JCS, the owner, founder, ruler, grand poobah of OCWFED and its subsidiaries. Listener discretion is strongly advised, and I can't believe I remember that because it's been like 7 months. I think the last one of The Desk we had was the post-player assessment thing with Bash and old Jimmy. Now it's just me. To be honest, the desk never really died because post-show sitting in there fucking contemplating everything for like 1 to 9 hours on a Friday. It's probably the same thing. It's probably a deluxe edition of the desk. Anyway, hi. So I've been thinking about this shit. I've been thinking about this for a minute. It's just like you just kind of like don't want to hear your own fucking voice, but at the same time, I'm important to this place, so fuck you. You're gonna listen to my voice and you're gonna enjoy what I gotta say, or maybe not. Maybe you'll get in your feelings. Hopefully you do. Maybe you'll toughen up or fucking fly right. Or was it straighten up and fly right? I think it was. That reminds me of my old teacher, Mr. Waters. My man was a Vietnam veteran, and he had like the peanut fucking Charlie Brown haircut. Like he had the top was bald, but he had the sideburns kind of thing. It was crazy. And he used to ride a bike to work every day, rain, sleet, or snow. He just ride a little skinny ass bike to work. I mean, yeah, to teach or whatever. And he had this weird case. He actually has a case that I kind of adopted, but I don't really do it because I don't shout. But he, like, one of the best stories from Mr. Waters was he goes, because you know in the hood. It's kind of like it's hood adjacent. I grew up hood adjacent, or kind of, whatever, doesn't matter. Shout out. And in the class, he'd be like, because kids is bad, especially hood kids. Hood kids are bad. Most of them are bad. Not me. I was a good kid. I was quiet. I was a funny guy. Not really. I got bullied. Anyway, he goes, "Oh, you think you're not to me?" He goes, "You think you're a tough guy? You think you're a tough guy? You remind me of Big Mac." And he's like, "During the war, we had to jump from the planes. Big Mac never jumped off the plane." And then he would shout at the kid. The kid would like cry, and security would take the kid away because back then you could drag a motherfucker out the classroom and no one recorded it. And because there was no recorders, and parents thanked you for teaching their children not to be cunts, which is actually a good lesson to transfer back into what I'm saying about kids being cunts, except instead of kids being cunts, it's adults being cunts sometimes, especially here. It's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy, but it does happen on occasion. So I would suggest maybe we cut the cuntery a little bit, or at least bring the cuntery down like 5%. Nah, maybe 15%. That might be an accurate assessment on cuntology, I suppose, but you never know. Because the thing is, I walk a path of peace, and I try to do this often in everything I do recently, because I want to enjoy what we put together. Because we put together, if you think about it, as a collective community. The past weeks have been kind of off, thank God. Everybody can reset, supposedly. As a community, we come together, and every week, I wish it should be fucking bi-weekly. Every week we come together and we produce content. I put your shit in order as best as I can, because sometimes you motherfuckers make it very difficult. Shout out to you, Michael. Very embarrassing. And we put it together and we watch it, and it's a good old time. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is. Usually it is. I think for the most part it is. I'm sports entertained. For the most part. The thing is with desk, usually a desk is accompanied by like negative connotations and provocations and shit like that. Like back in the day it was. Now not so much. Now it's just me talking off the top of my dome piece like Jerome Sneed. Shout out to Jake, you know that, you know what I'm talking about. But nah, it's like, just my thing is, when it comes to this place, like enjoy yourself, but enjoy yourself in moderation, I suppose. Like, to paraphrase it and to put it into context, so we did the pay-per-view survey. And much like Jake Allen and Tiberius Dupree said, y'all like shouldn't be allowed to vote, I guess. I don't fucking know. I mean, the ratings are kind of fine. They're not bad. Like, but I'm looking and it's like, oh, you motherfuckers are not even trying to be objective for some shit. Like some of it I could see, but some of it is like, oh, word. It's like, ugh. Like we gotta like, because I know sometimes I come to you people and I go, hey man, let's meet in the middle or whatever. But like, you motherfuckers gotta straighten up and fly the fuck right. Seriously. Like, my thing is, if you want, I'll give you a great example. The greatest example I can give to you is recently, as a matter of fact, is the discussion in the Ask a Podcast thing, which didn't have to do with me, but I decided to chime in. And there was actually really good, thought-provoking discussion. Here's the thing is, if you have discussion, right, you don't necessarily have to agree with what the person's saying, but, it's their point of view, and it is what it is. And then, we go, and then someone, by the way, Sheldon actually says something stupid as fuck, and then it kind of devolves for a second, but then it kind of resets because adults are in the room. Here's the thing, like, you can have an opinion, and that's fine, but like you gotta make sense, brother. You gotta make sense. Like, if you just come from a place where like the opinion is just to try to elicit a reaction because whatever, or you have this caked on, deep filled bullshit in your fucking mind of, I don't like them, so fuck you. You're not. It's not. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Stevie, not Steven Jackson, White Stevie, Steve, the original Parker, the true Parker, if you will, Stevens. When Cody Storm had a new gimmick, it was the monster, and you've heard this story a million times because I'm old and I repeat myself, so that's what happens. And he had the monster, and it was really good. In my opinion, very compelling content. He goes from power bombing motherly figures to just a good story. Obviously the look is whatever. I'm sure no one remembers what he looks like, but more or less it was like a Kane mask kind of thing. But all in all, bullshit aside, the actual arc and the story and whatever was good. And I remember that because the shining factor was my guy, Parker Stevens, this guy, oh boy. He's very on everything. So he said at the time, "Oh, this is really good stuff," and I like the story a lot. And then, as soon as it was revealed that the monster was Cody Storm, like that, and it wasn't like for the joke to like tee. It was legitimately, "Oh, this is fucking stupid. I hate it." It's like something wrong with you and your brain. But see, in him, I understand because he took a lot of head trauma and then he had nerve damage, and he'll tell you himself. Thank God he's good now. He does charity work, dresses up on the weekends and Star Wars shit, and he's helping little kids in the hospital. He's a good man, but he suffered head trauma and nerve trauma, so I can understand where the fucking wires don't fit sometimes. So like that's what that Sheldon shit reminded me of. That fucking and then we want to take another one for this fucking guy. There was another discussion that happened, and I think it was, I'm pretty sure, no, I'm 100% sure, it was between Cheyenne and Pew, and then he goes, "Don't let him bully you." It's like, are you fucking retarded? Like, you can't, like, and then Cheyenne goes, that's not bullying, like, it's a conversation with adults. If you can't sit at the adult table, sit the fuck down and just relax yourself and do what you got to do and keep your mouth shut. That's my point. If you can't be at the adult table, that's cool. Sit at the kids' table, and with Spider, because Spider sits at the kids' table a lot of times, and just sit there. You and Spider, whoever else, get your crayons out. It's all good. Have fun with yourself. Enjoy yourself. It's cool. Like, that's the kind of shit that where I see, like, I no longer want to walk the path of peace. This is very stupid to me. But at the same token, it's where am I going? Why am I getting fucking fired up? Jesus Christ. Am I that upset? No, I can't be that upset. I gotta calm down. Gotta shy a little bit. Cause I be trying to, like I said, I try to walk the path of peace because y'all deserve it. But it's just sometimes motherfuckers just don't understand. And it's like, I try to like, hey man, and you don't understand. So it's like, at this point, it's shut the fuck up or fuck off, basically. Here's the other thing too. Like, if you are not happy here, you can leave. It is fine. You can go fuck off, do whatever you go. Do what makes you happy. Why would you be someplace where you are not happy? That is crazy. If I was not happy here, I would be doing something else. I am for the most part content here. I am happy, but also it's kind of my stupid, weird job that I don't get paid for, if you want to call it Patreon, but that shit is in like Flint and out like the fucking water. We made money. Shout out to everybody who donated, by the way. I don't remember the names off the top of my head at all. Like, not at all, but there was a lot of people who donated. So I know Ampew, Dupree, Larry, fucking Jack Mo, Jest, whoever else? Bash, I think. I don't know. Whoever else, if I missed your name, please write a fucking strongly worded letter or cry about it. Anyway, we raised money. We re-up the serve TV for another year, thank God, and we re-up the domain for 2 years. So now I won't be annoyed with it until 2027, I think it is, or 2027. 26, 27, it's 2 years, whatever. Do the fucking math. So shout out to them. So like, so that money goes right there to begin with. Twitch money goes right the fuck back there, and the archives are like fucking $20 a pop and shit, and it is what it is. You just got to do what you got to do. So it's not about money spent, money served, money earned. It's just like the point that I'm making is essentially that I attempt to walk the path of peace, but I think that might be giving people the inclination that shit is sweet, and it's not. I really, again, I've said it before, whether it's 55, 15, 500, I don't care. I will fucking literally shut this not shut it down, but I already got like in my head, like, motherfuckers ain't here. Everyone wants to leave en masse. Cool. Give me fucking 5, 10 people. I make this motherfucker work. Have a good old time too. And you know what? It's probably less work. I just sit here, me and fucking Jake, yelling once every 2 weeks, 4 or 5 matches, maybe one nice video. Fucking keep moving. I don't give a fuck. Like, you gotta fucking relax, man. You could bust some balls, cool. I don't mind ball busting, because it's always been a ball busty place. Like the shit I say to Michael in public, I keep calling him his fucking government name. That's crazy. The shit I tell H2O in public, like, and most of the time it's not even like ball busting. Like, I legitimately mean it. Like, he cannot write for shit, and it fucking grates my cheek. Like, and whenever he leaves instructions for submissions, it is very frustrating, and I lose my patience often. I'm like, can you please not do that? So like, if I say that to somebody else, it's a fucking heart attack. So guess what? Toughen up a little bit. Figure it the fuck out. Cut it out, because I'm gonna start giving everybody the same energy I get sometimes. But you can't make a face, because if you give it to me, I'm gonna give it right back. So cut it out. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. It's fucking weird. I'm gonna be like Jake now in this fucking team bullshit. Watch a show, enjoy the show. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Fuck you. Hey, how about that? I gotta do that. I gotta watch the show because I fucking just hosting the stream. Maybe I should just go back to we do YouTube. We'll do YouTube, press play at whatever, and it'll just be me, fucking Jake and Jim, and Stevie, high as fucking giraffe pussy, watching the show like on fucking Friday real quick on YouTube while Cass spoils the result because it's not what's it called? When you debut the video and it plays entirely and not just instantly, that you can skip ahead. Cass like, oh, it's out, shit like that. I don't give a fuck. Again, straighten up and fly right. That shit is goofy. It's corny to me, bro. Speaking of corny, we do now have an OCW tag. It took me until I think after Summerside, because I know that the tag thing happened, like a Discord, whatever, and I didn't understand how it worked, and I didn't want to play with anything, and I didn't know how to figure it out. So now we have one, so you can feel free to represent this place or not. I don't know. You do what you want, but again, let's weaponize tags too, because what the fuck else we got left? So yeah, matter of fact, show your loyalty to this place, or pretend not to, or do so, whatever, or not. I don't give a fuck. How about that? There we go. There's some more weaponization of tags. How about that? Speaking of weaponization, we do now have the ability for the other boosty thing, which is the glowy names. That was the issue that I had before when I didn't pick a tag when it was available, because I couldn't decide like if we have the glowy thing or the tag or the whatever tag. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out, but like I didn't know, because in my head I'm like, oh, the article shows it's glowing, but it isn't. Like when you go on Discord, so I was like, oh, it's just kind of like a gradient, not a glow. So I was like, So finally, after Summerside, I was like, oh, maybe we'll just do that and go with the tag and whatever. We could weaponize the tags and shit. So yeah, there you go. And so speaking of, like I said, with the boost, now we can do both. So I'm gonna actually do the glowy name things. And because we can't have nice things a lot of times, I'm going to basically make it super duper rare. So if we're going to weaponize tags, we'll weaponize glow names as well. Weaponize everything. I can weaponize. I'm like a walking mech platform station. Shout out to Mega Break. Bullshit. Gotcha. Go look it up. It's on Xbox if anything. What else? There's some more stuff on the docket on my brainstem. Hospital shit. Not inclusive. Don't care. Oh, next week, I believe it's the 11th. Let me double check that and watch me be incorrect in this fucking finding of that. Oh, no, that can't be no. Oh, it's this week. Wait, is this fucking guy? No. Let me double check this. I'm fucking higher than. I'm not even high. How am I getting this all wrong? Let me see. It is. When the fuck is it? Oh, this Jesus Christ, Jim. Fuck, I'm thinking. All right, no, we're gonna sell this shit right now. So Ambition is July 16th, which is not this week, but next week, next Wednesday. Thank God. Okay. So we have a Wednesday date on Ambition. I think moving forward, what we'll do is that we'll try to have the Ambitions scheduled on the off week. So, like, let's say we have the off week for like Summerside. This is not the off week, but last week was the off week. So we would have ideally an Ambition in that gap because there's just nothing there. It's basically it kind of takes the way for that week and change where there's nothing being uploaded. So maybe we can work on that moving forward. You know, have that in between the gaps since I'm not involved in it, so I don't give a fuck. So that might be nice moving forward. Speaking of, the rough date for Road to Glory is it's either going to be, if I'm looking at this right, it's either going to be the 9th or the 16th. Basically, it's going to be after the 80s thing. So that's more or less what I'm going to do. So I'm assuming the 80s thing is going to be the beginning of August. It should be. I fucking hope it is. That's the other problem with like ancillary fucking events. It always fucks up my calendar, and that shit's annoying. It's not no one's fault, but it's like getting dates together and shit. Because the idea is I also give a fuck about like people's time. Like I can just as easily do a bunch of shit and be like, Jake, please, and then just grind him into a fine paste with, you know, let's call this show and let's call that show, and then he'll be like, but no, fuck you. So no. So I try to give breaks and shit. So I do believe it might be. I do believe the 80s thing should be on the 2nd, which is Saturday. Hopefully it is, or maybe the 3rd. That makes sense. If it's not, that's gonna fucking annoy the shit out of me. So we'll go from there. It should be. Y'all motherfuckers have plenty of time for that shit. It's like what 1, 2, 3, 4. It was announced like 2 weeks prior to. So that's fuck that. 2nd is where is going. So. Get your shit in if you haven't done anything for that. Get your life together and figure it out because hurry the fuck up. So that's the 2nd of August, which would be a Saturday. And if not, maybe we can do it the 3rd if time is needed or whatever. Boom. So that's, so it's going to be 2nd to 16th for Road to Glory. The Road to Glory Arena is done by Paul Pugh. However, it needs to go back to revision because the colors are not American. And this is fucking America, and we're gonna fucking have American colors. We're not gonna fucking have like Eastern Bloc colors for Road to Glory. It's red, white, and blue, baby. Old glory. So that has to go back to the fucking drawing board slightly. Now, the arena's nice too, so hopefully when he does the revision, it'll be the same. It should be the same, but it looks really fucking good, like better than I could do. So shout out to him for that. Speaking of this stupid idiot, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we will be launching something within the next couple of weeks that is going to either work or be more bloated horse shit that never does anything. We'll see, I guess. Like back in the old days, the people that know the old days, most of you motherfuckers don't, so it doesn't matter. But in the old days, we had a lot of side projects, a lot of side gigs, a lot of side apps, a lot of side shit that was basically, maintained for X amount of weeks and then abandoned. But this is essentially, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's some kind of applet that will work in conjunction with what B17 did or does rather with the championship stuff, and then it kind of gives you more data points. It's not 100% perfect, I know that much, but I do know that Jim is gonna work with DEI Dan, and we're gonna put it on the site, similar to how we have from Max Edwards the Oracle and the Morrison bot. Well, those are hosted off whatever, but I guess it's the same principle or whatever. It's I don't give a fuck. It's getting done, and hopefully it's something, but we'll see. So it does, from what I've seen in the test screens or whatever, it's pretty neat. Like there's a lot of data points, and you can get other, I guess, statistics or whatever the fuck it gives you with AI or some shit like that. AI slop, if you will. So it looks interesting, and I'm sure we can use it to weaponize more shit. So, which is always fun. So we can go with that, right? This is a delicious cocktail, by the way. Cherry limeade, anyway, vodka doesn't matter. Where else are we? Oh yes. So we covered Ambition, we covered Road to Glory, we covered the arena. We covered the applet. Oh, we have 2 more points and then we can get the fuck out of here. And then maybe next week I'll come back and do some more shit and be annoying. Who the fuck knows? Oh yeah, no, I know what it is. I guess we'll go to this. We'll go here now. I don't have a format if you didn't notice. I'm just kind of like freeballing it off my melon piece, my dome piece, like the Jerome's niece. That's twice I've said the same thing, and I'm gonna continue to do it because that's what I do. So I don't care. There was the discussion regarding championship. So there was actually a good point where I kind of left it as a cliffhanger. So might as well go to the cliffhanger and let me scroll up to see what the fuck I said. All right, missing that because that's stupid. Good point by Jake. Kept my distance from the childish bullshit. Yes, you go, Jake. Smart man. So I'm not gonna get into the nuts and bolts of title reigns and shit like that. I don't give a fuck. Everybody's different. Like I said, do what's fun, but understand that whatever you do, whether you like it or not, whether you hate it, there'll always be scrutiny and there'll always be a criticism, whether it's valid or not. So, that's the beauty of being a champion. You gotta be in it to win it, and you gotta, fucking know what's up. Where the fuck is this? Damn, this is a lot. You motherfuckers really did have a well thought out conversation. Good for you. There's nothing that makes me happier seeing like when the monkeys put down the pistols and the sticks and the rocks and the feces, and I guess they use little plants instead, and they just they take a little rock and they start scribbling on the wall like the cavemen, and that's how debate happened and discussion, and it was a really good one. So shout out to y'all back then. It was actually July 4th. This is a bitch. It's Baghdad outside and motherfuckers is having well thought out conversations. Good for you. Where the fuck is mine? Did I scroll past my shit? This is the problem with trying to do shit live. Not live, but pre-recorded. And I'm not gonna edit it out because fuck you. Where is it? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I said. Oh, here we go. So I put this is in regards to Alexander Bolek. Another question: a world champ should try to elevate people or fight people on top to prove he's number one. So I put OCW history, at least early on, it's generally the latter, which is basically just kind of fighting anybody and everybody, who the fuck, whatever. I'm trying to think of a time when it was to bring people up, and a lot of us that didn't come into play. My best recollection until the last 10 years or so. That's not to say it didn't happen, as there were pocket-specific cases, but I vividly remember oftentimes when they suggested the community as a whole would be like, lol, no, they're not ready. As it was more, wow, I don't know how to write. As it was more competition-based. For the most part, it was a lot of defend your title, smash, work in some sizzle, aka story, that's me paraphrasing, and then there were top comp angles in between beatings. Like, to give a specific modern day example. So I apologize for this word vomit. So essentially the question was from Bolek, and he was asking about elevating people, or is it just comp back in the day? So as I said, a lot of times it usually was. So I'm trying to give an example. Resolution 1, there was an underlying story with Versus and Nate. I know Nate, your favorite wrestler, right? Fuck you, he is. Eat a dick. Same year, new shit. New year, same shit. My bad. That's all. I'm sorry. I apologize for being aggressive, but some of you motherfuckers are stupid, and I gotta lash out. Anyway, so there was an underlying story with him and Versus, and the idea was that Versus and him were gonna fight in the main event of Resolution 1, the first one. So that was fine, but we had the King of OCW at the time. No, it was something. It might have been King of OCW, but it wasn't the first one, because the first one, once again, Nate Ortiz won that one. But there was something that a guy won, and he was, from winning it, he was going to get a title shot. So if you want to look at it in a vacuum, you can kind of consider it like almost a future investment per se. But anyway, long story short, I spoke to the dude. I think it was Tyranny at the time. I'm pretty sure it was Tyranny. Actually, 100% sure it was Tyranny. And I said, hey, man, congratulations, you won. But as you know, or maybe you didn't, because a lot of people, back then, a lot of people did not pay attention to, even when we had all we had was words. Gotta take a sip. Even back then, when all we had was words, people didn't read or whatever, because reading is difficult, and even though it's fundamental. So I was like, hey, Versus and Nate have a story, as you know, and it's going to be, we're going to use the title for it. So I know you won this thing. However, since you're not, because the thing is, the other part about that is that when he won the thing, I said, hey, man, you should probably either noodle your way into the Ortiz Versus feud, or at least do a side story with Nate. And he did not. So basically, never reached out, never made an effort. No, never did nothing. Just kind of stood quiet. I won. Okay, cool. So the idea is that Versus and they were going to fight at Resolution 1, the main event, and this guy was going to get Terry was going to get the main event of the next event. Fighting whoever the champion was, whether it be Nate or whether it be Versus. Didn't matter because he won whatever the thing was. I wish it was it King of OCW? I don't fucking know. He won something. He won a tournament of some sort. Maybe it was King, the second one, or some shit. Whatever. Anyway, it's going to bother me because I can't find it. I got to have to look. I got to look at the fucking, not even the archives, because there's like a blank period when the site got taken down because haters and shit like that. So that might require like some deep cover type shit where I get an old forum, have Jim put it up on a private private custom site, find the data, pull the data, and then migrate it, or maybe just pull the data and find out what's what, so we can just go from there. Either way, it doesn't matter. So he agreed, and we were fine up until I think last week it was. And at that point, what happened? Because of course, Batman, somebody, because it's always somebody. It's always somebody. Somebody was like, no, you should be in the main event, and you gotta, I'm telling you, like old Spanish lady, you gotta know you won the thing and nobody beat you, you gotta be, and why you gotta do the next main event, you should do this one, it's the first Lucia, okay, cool. It's not a bad argument, but again, my thing is like, but you didn't even build to it. Like, imagine the Parker John thing. More or less, kind of, no, because at least John and Parker, like, they did a would he, won't he thing too late. Like, the first 2 weeks is like, you kind of had to do that the first week, and then whatever, it doesn't matter. So this was just nothing. So there was like, if you just watched the show, you wouldn't even know that Terry was a number one contender in any capacity. But I digress. Anyway, someone got in his head. I know who it was. Doesn't matter, because I always know. And he was like, oh man, and my thing is like, you know what? All right, that's what you want to do. It's cool. Like, if we talk, I try to do I try to be fair. That's the other thing too. A lot of motherfuckers don't want to talk, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So, so he pushed for that. I was like, you know what, fuck it. And Nate was like, yeah, do whatever. So they fought, and they fought at Lucian in the main event. Nate won, as he's wont to do back then. And then Versus was a special guest referee. Versus did not screw Terry out of the title. It was a clean match. So in 360p, Nate won the first Resolution main event. I guess, maybe. Technically yes, but we digress. So then it goes to Versus. So then what happened is they were still running their story concurrently with this bullshit. So they ran it through the show. Maybe it wasn't through the show. That might be a mismemory. Doesn't matter. Anyway, long story short, they fought, and then Versus won, and Versus ended Resolution as the OCW champion. So shout out to Versus for that. So the point I'm making is, in this whole word vomit that I'm spewing ahead, was that was an example of a story that they wanted to be told, and then they worked with it when the confines of comp or competitive play at the third. So to bring that back forward now, to Bolek's part, to say like I said, sometimes it's a little bit of A, a little bit of B. As far as I mentioned before, that as back in the day, the community as a whole would say no. The most vivid memory that I have was like, let's say you have Sean McGee, when Sean McGee was building himself up, and then I think he had a title shot. A vast majority of people were like, that guy is not good enough to be to be a champion or to contend for a championship. So I say that to say in 2025, in 2013 or 12, whenever the fuck it happened, whenever it happened, I think it might have been 2014. people will say that guy is not, championship material. Versus 2025, someone will just be like, oh, okay. So I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer, but I kind of do know, like, if, and then this is where the part where I was going to be, like, mean, not mean, but just honest with fucking people. Like, fuck it. Like, and I didn't want to, pick somebody, like a name, and they'd be like, oh, whatever. So fuck it. We'll pick names and whatever. So let's say in the modern day OCW and Parker's champion, and then like for whatever random reason he's like, oh, I'm gonna work with fucking Jacob Hawk or Eddie Ramos. OCW back then be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like that's not a guy your caliber. 2025 might be like, oh, let's raise him up. So I don't know if there's a good answer for that shit. I honestly don't know, but I do know, like, if you look at certain matchups, it's like, Like, for example, in the case of modern, like, if you want to apply modern or whatever, Jinx is a guy who should probably be going for a world title, to be honest with you. But that's just my opinion. Like, just from the collective of, he's like, for example, like, if you want to put, like, Max as a thing, Max would be a guy, but he's already had 3 shots, I believe. Or no, he was, then he won, then he, whatever the math is. I think he is an OCW champion. So he's been there. So a guy like Jinx has not at all and would get a shot. Like maybe a guy like Bash, even though he chokes. But then again, he only had 1 shot. So it's shit like that. Like if you look at it in a vacuum where it comes to like OCW, like back in the day, it was always usually more than often than not, it was like top level comp all the time. So that's why the reigns were always like a lot shorter, because it was foot on neck season usually. Like it's you're gonna fight like a random dude, and then you're gonna work your story like Nate'll have a random defense against whoever the fuck, and then he'll go and fight Majin, or Majin will have a random, like Majin will be doing a story with RD Money, and then random as fuck will fight like Brad Bauer. That, like, again, the Bauer thing was that Bauer thing was basically the Discord that we don't have now, like, well, the Shoutbox rather, and talking his way into 2 whatever, because he's like, oh, I haven't been used, so he got 2 for 1 special. I love bringing that up because it's hilarious because of what happened regarding it. But and then people will still continue their story, win or lose. But back then, the caliber, I don't even want to say the caliber was better. It's different. It's a different game. So there's different mechanics, different metas, and different values and shit like that. So what are you gonna do? Versus now, where it's kind of like pretty much depending on who you ask. Because like if I bring up if I broach the subject, it's like, oh, anybody can win. But then if another argument occurs and I say that, oh well, so and so's really great, it's like, fucking pick a lane, Poppy. Pick a lane and let's go there, because you're confusing the shit out of me. So to bring it right back around once again to fucking Bolek's example, so another example, let's say fucking who else? Random name. Fuck it, let's say that Emp decides to work with Mo J. It's like, what the fuck are you, like, what the fuck are you, or it's like, maybe as a like a what, like let's say we have like a thing where it's like a one time, like let's say Moj fights, I don't know, fucking Quartz for some random ass reason, and then he beats Quartz. In the old days, oh, maybe we'll give Moj a shot at the fucking champ, see what's up. Probably won't win, but it'll be interesting, and it's like something like that would come into play. So, and as far as the question, what should it be? Top level comp, or top level comp matches, or story kind of shit. I mean, again, like, fucking do enjoy yourself, but enjoy yourself within reason, I suppose, is what I would say. Enjoy yourself within reason. Have fun. Try to get what you want out, but do it within reason. Because if it's not reasonable, it's like, no. It's not, at least for top level champs. Like when it comes, like, as we get lower and lower, it's like, I don't be a shit. So we'll see. I don't know. I just figured that would be the way to clarify. And if I didn't clarify this at all, and you want a more blunt response, if this wasn't blunt enough, by all means, let me the fuck know, and I'll specify either on the next desk or fucking in the posting where this is posted or whatever. But that's how I look at it. So my take on the champions is that if you look at like the lineage, it's always been very different. But speaking of differences, something that was actually broached also, that like someone said OCW is like 70% story, 30% comp or some shit like that. And I think it's more 60-40, which I don't think is inherently bad per se. I would prefer 50-50 or some shit like that, or 55-45 maybe, personally, because you still like the thing is it still should be in some aspects a meritocracy, in the sense that like you put in the work, you're skilled, so you should have opportunities presented to you. That was the other thing about these random ass hell defenses, because like there's people that would put in work, and you would kind of get missed about. So give them a fucking shot and see what happens, and maybe they'll fly, maybe they'll fucking sink, but at least at the end of the day they got a shot, which is why now we're doing shit with the like Dragana's defending this Friday, Godspeed. Nate's defending next Friday, Godspeed, you're gonna fucking need it. And then Amar's defending, I do believe, the following 2 weeks from now. Was it 3 weeks? Whatever, against somebody. So as I said, like we're gonna at the very minimum, we're gonna try to get these things moving, because we're still a competitive space to begin with. Like it's important, but it's not, how do I put it? It's not as important. You need to compete, and you need to at least be somewhat competent. How about that? Like you got to be a little bit competent, which oddly enough reminds me of another question that Bolek actually mentioned to me in private, which I'm going to say in public. So, God, I apologize if this shouldn't be public knowledge, but I don't give a fuck. So he asked me, do you think I'm a main event, and what do I need to become the main event? And I told him, no, you're not, and what he needs to do. And it's not necessarily like what he needs to do, but there is an element of, when you're like considered a main event guy, in my opinion, which should be the fucking opinion because I run this place, fuck you, should basically be that when you're showcased, we know that it's gonna go down. Like win or lose, we know more often, because again, things are random. More often than not, we know it's gonna go down. Like if you look at Rusty, for example, Rusty and Max, that's like you put them in a match, it's like, okay, it's gonna go down. Rusty not so much, because he's a little bit on the wash side, and that's the gimmick, sure, but again, he's happy in life, so he does poorly, so it'd be like that sometimes. But like you put Max somewhere, it's like, oh, it's gonna go down. You put Bolek somewhere right now, it's like it's not gonna, like, it's like, oh, okay, cool, maybe we'll get a good match, but it's not like it's gonna go down. You get what I mean? You understand what I'm picking up? Like, that's a good thing, but because he's cool with me and I'm cool with him, maybe it's bias or favoritism. Nah, it's fucking fact. Bash, you see him in a match, is gonna go down. Usually someone gonna get fucked up, because he kind of he low key beats people's ass, and it's just like he's just a husky nerd, and like who does content, but he whoops people's ass. So like, is he a main eventer? Probably not, but it's gonna go down, and you see it. Jinx is gonna go down, like shit like that. H2O at a point he was in the match is gonna go down, but recently it's a little embarrassing to see him. And hopefully he improves on that. But I do believe that his is the highest rated match so far in I think Savage. Is it Savage Saturday? Yeah, Savage Saturday. So good for you, Waterman and Clown Man. Good for you guys, I suppose. But yeah, like it's very fluid is the best point to put. Like everything changes like on a whim. Like, for example, look at Paul Harris. Paul Harris, it's like, oh, strap the rocket to Paul Harris. Cool. He lost, but that's the beauty of it. He lost, but he still looks like $1 million. So that's taking the comp aspect and flipping it, and that's what you should probably do. Like you should always highlight your strengths and hide your weaknesses. That's the best way to succeed in any environment. Usually, actually, and that's what Paul Heyman used to do. Like he would accentuate the strengths and hide the weaknesses, and then sometimes people would try to get those weaknesses out, and then it's like, oh, this guy fucking stinks. Like, it's about being smart. Emp is another example. My boo, I know, ooh, Emp, fuck you. Like, we talk about Emp like she's unbeatable. She's taken many fucking L's, but because you accentuate the W's and not the L's, and you kind of like work within that. It's like, oh, okay, this is a fucking monster, an entertaining, tiny, moody, temperamental, psychotic little Japanese monster lady. So, accentuate the strengths and hide the weaknesses. It's the smartest play you could fucking do, I would suggest. But yeah, so Bolek, he's not a main eventer. Maybe later on, but not now. And who was the main eventer now? I don't fucking know. If you want to list, if top of my head, if there's like random names, matter of fact, let's look at fucking Discord. Actually, no, because then this is gonna just cause more fucking problems. Why do I fucking need tiers? But I'm a main eventer. No, you're not. You're fucking mid level, which is fine. Like it's not bad to be mid level. Like it's okay. Sometimes people ascend, sometimes they don't. Like it's not bad at all. Like I don't know what this fucking inkling about being a good hand or whatever is. It's not a bad thing. It just means that you can be trusted to have a good fucking match. Court Martial was the vehement embodiment of a good hand. Like you could always trust Court to have a good fucking story that I personally, like I said, like I'll be 100%. Like a lot of times they'll be like, we do a lot of content. If I'm not jiving with it, I ain't jiving with it. Court shit usually always hits, and I always enjoy what he does because he's a solid writer. And then his matches may not go the way we want, but he's such a strong writer and he's such a strong personality that you want him to fucking win. So I don't know what to tell you. You want to become a strong personality and you want to have people want you to win. Whether you manufacture that through fucking friends gassing you up, whether you manufacture that gassing yourself up, or whether the actual people get behind you and want you to succeed, that's a whole different story. That's the beauty of OCW. Sometimes, to his detriment, you want someone to win so badly, and then they don't. You're like, oh, jeez. But at the same time, if the person who beat them was smart, they would use that to get more of that heat, baby. But a lot of times, people here are not that fucking smart, so they just keep it moving. It's like, oh well, that was a golden opportunity to fucking to farm some aura, or as the stupid idiots say, or to farm some heat, as the normies say. Like, get whatever it is, what it is. I crushed your dreams. Who good? Fuck, that sucks, but it is what it is. I don't know. It's a very complex set of ideas, and I'm even to this day, I'm not sure how this fucking place survives, to be honest with you, with all the fucking goofy shit every now and again, because it's just like, it shouldn't, but it does by sheer force of will and sheer talent from the roster up and down. Doesn't matter, up and down a lot. And speaking of talent, like, I was just having this internal, because I talk to myself a lot. Fuck you, don't judge, I don't give a shit. I do, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, I was cooking something. It doesn't matter. But I'll be having these I'll be having like long, in-depth conversations in the shower when I'm cooking or just cleaning and shit. I just talk to myself, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I've come to notice that every family man or family person in OCW, right, is a step behind when it comes to production related activities. What does that mean? That means if you got like 2 to 4 kids, your videos are okay, right? But they don't have that extra razzle dazzle. And that's not because you're that's not because you're mediocre. That's not because you're not skilled. That's because you got 2 to 4 fucking kids running up and down the fucking house. And it's very difficult to sit there, learn a skill, be good at it for a hobby on the side. Because you have 2 to 4 kids running up and fucking down. Now, maybe even 1 kid. What the fuck? Because even a single child is a fucking handful. I'm not a parent per se, but I understand the trials and tribulations and fucking waking up at 1 o'clock to go to fucking Jacoby Hospital and wait online and shout that if you don't see my son, I'm gonna, and then get escorted out. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the kid's fine. But no, like I've come to notice that. And I think it really is because of the children. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if there's a person that have a relationship, that's fine, because when you're in a relationship, you have like whatever time. You have personal time. It's not one on top of each other 24/7, unless you're one of them weird Balkan couples or some shit like that flying around the globe. This is OCW. It's freaks and geeks in this motherfucker. Let's not miss facts. I'm old as fuck. I got gray hairs now. I'm old as fuck. When I started this place, I had a fucking luscious locks, bro. Luscious, delicious. The fucking, oh boy, forget about it. Now, fucking bold as an eagle and curmudgeonly like Taz, but better knees, thank God for that. Well, slightly better knees, and no surgery, no time soon. Well, kind of doesn't matter. So what was I saying? Oh yes, so I noticed that all of the fathers and mother. Well, no, that's not a mother. All of the fucking, I don't know. Maybe there's someone who's a mother here who's competing. Shout out to you if you're quietly mothering and competing. Anyway, I noticed that all of the like family men or family people they their produced videos are good. They're fine. They're not great though. And I'm like, oh, it got to be the kids, man, because you ain't got time to like learn CapCut, Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, photo. You ain't got time to be that good. When you got kids running up and down the house, motherfucker, pull out the mouse and you break your mouse. You gotta go to Best Buy, get another one now less precise for the video, like, you know, shit like that. So that was my take on that kind of shit. So shout out to the fathers in OCW and shout out to those who compete with children running up and down the fucking house, especially if they're between fucking 2 and 6. Stallions, all of you. Anyway, I lost my fucking train of thought because I was just thinking about that. And I was like, definitely, there's like a disparity. Like, look at it objectively. I know that's hard for certain people, especially in Germany. Look at it objectively and point out every person who's a family man. Look at their hype videos. Look at their any video they produce, right? And then compare it to someone who does not have 9 kids. And you'll see differences. And I think that's what it is. I could be completely off fucking base. But I think that I've tapped into something, and I'm going to hold on to that conspiracy theory because it makes me happy. Fuck you. Where else are we? Anyway, actually, we do have one more bit and I can fuck off. I think I've said my piece. I think I covered all the bases. I'm sure there'll be more, but whatever. Oh, yes. We did a survey for matchy things. Let's see if I can put this in order. Let me see. Fuck. I don't think I can put it in order. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, anyway. So we did the match reviews and from the survey because the surveys are we had 23 results. And I do believe the only part that was skipped was segment of the night where 3 people skipped out of the 20. So okay. And then most impactful. We had 21, 2 skipped for some strange reason. Maybe they didn't see it. I don't know. But we'll get to those parts later. So we'll start with the women's title. The women's title, 23 votes total. We have a rating of 3.3. If we want to get greasy with it, we can do the fucking actually no. In the interest of peace, we're not gonna go into the fucking nitty gritty. We'll leave it at 3.3 because I see some of the ratings for a lot of these matches. Some of them are fucking dumb, and you guys should not be allowed to vote. You should not be allowed to behind the vehicle. You guys should not be allowed within fucking any like, I don't know, stupid. Anyway, so the women's title match, Marissa versus Ashley Moore, got a 3.3 rating. I believe that might be the average, I guess. Maybe. Anyway, the San Juan Street Fight with Dog and Davis got a 3.0 rating. So that's 3 out of 5, by the way, if I wasn't clear. The North American title, Anthony Martin versus Paul Harris, got a 3.5. The grudge match, Alexander Boleg versus Bash, got 3.2. The international match got a 4.3. Nato versus Cat. Actually, that's the highest for the event. So shout out to them. The Junko Jordan got 3.5. So that's about so 3.5 would be about the average, I guess. The Hell in a Cell, Ryvon Devin Flash got a 3.0. So that's 3 out of 5. The Rusko versus Max Edwards got a 3.4. So that's just below, I guess, the average. The El Parker versus John Carter got a 4.1. And then the main event, Amp versus Court, special guest Nato Tiz, got 3.7. So I think for the most part, honestly, despite saying you guys shouldn't be allowed to fucking vote or whatever, I think at the end of the day, the normies overpowered the stupids, the smoothies, if you will. Shout out to Ken for that one. The smoothies. So I think, I pretty much agree with all of these, except because I'm biased. But hey, look at that! I realize I am. I would put the international one at a 4.5 or maybe even 5. I think that one was the highest for a while. It was very much like 4.8, and then a lot of people, I think 5 put 3 on it. It's like, okay, that's fucking greasy, but whatever. Yeah, no, good shit. So for the most part, I guess you guys kind of nailed it. Let me see. I think Max Cole should be a little bit higher. 3.5 would be fair. I think the main event, 3.7 is more or less where it should be. Maybe 3.8, but probably 3.6 or 5. Nothing outstanding, whatever. The Hell in a Cell, 3.0, I feel like that's average, so I feel like that's good. 3.5 for Deborah Junko. Could probably be a little bit higher, maybe. Bolek Bash, I feel like it should be a little bit higher, definitely.
Martin and Paul Harris at 3.5. That could be a little bit. That could be a little bit higher. That should have been a smidge higher. At least maybe a 4.0, maybe a 3.8, something like that. It could definitely. The San Juan Street Fight being 3.0 is kind of, I guess, because it's a gimmick match. It's average. It's fine. Three out of 5 ain't bad. I guess all these are pretty good. And the 3.3 for the women's match, that was a good match. That should be high. That should at least be 3.5 in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. So segment of the night, these weren't collated. So let me try to let me see if I can. Actually, oh man, I could have fucking collated these normally. God damn it. Let's see. Maybe do this. So right now I'm actually collating it. So let me see that one. Okay, this one is done. So basically what that means is that if someone put like a random whatever, I would put a tag to it. So like if someone says like Junko's Crash Out, you would put a tag for Junko, and then that way anything Junko related will be collated together. So this is a dojo. So let me go. Let me just put dojo for that. So give me a minute while I fucking. Matter of fact, we're gonna use the power of editing. And we are back. Okay. So essentially what I did is if you had more than one vote thingy, I put your thing in its own whatever, it's column, but apparently I fucked up and put Rex and Parker and they only had one each. Anyway, so segment of the night, we got Cold Front with 2, Dragana Cam Thing with 3, Paul Harris with 3, Junko Giroto with 4, Jinx with 2, Parker with 1, Rex with 1, and then the untag, which is also 1, was Cheryl Crash Out Without Pearl, Reasonable Reasoning, which I don't remember which one that is, and the Ryvon hype package. There was another thing regarding this. Someone replied on Junko, and I wanted to read it because it was beautifully wrote. Whoever wrote this, you don't have to come out in public or whatever. But shout out to you, because this is the kind of feedback I not maybe it's nice, but this is the kind of clear feedback I look for. Anyway, on the Junko vote, it said, I absolutely adore Junko. Seeing her spiraling made me laugh. She always puts a smile on my face, and I can't even explain why I love her so much. I rewatched the show with my boyfriend, and he loves her too. Junko's famous, and deservedly so. Very well done. All right, now we got the most impactful at Summerside 2025. So out of 21, out of 23, 2 I guess opted out. So we'll do the untag first. Each of these got 1 vote apiece. It looks like Deborah got 1, Nate got 1, Cheryl got 1. There's a response here that I'll go over in a little bit that I like. Again, I'm going to read that after the fact. It's just a 1 vote, but it was still a very well done vote. I think I wanted to touch on it. So with 4 votes for most impactful, we got El Parca. With 6 votes for most impactful, we got Paul Harris, and with 7 votes for most impactful, we got Emp. Let me see if there's any comments on this. No, it just says Emp. Parker's 1. Let me see. Tag Parker's just says Parker. Let me see. Parker just says Parker. Yes, yeah, we got L Parker, and then it goes, it's P. Yeah, someone just didn't even bother spelling the whole thing. So good for you. Harris got 6. What Harris got? It's all Harris. Oh, no one. I thought someone put a note on that. Oh well, guess not. And then the thought that I wanted to touch on. This is only with 1 vote, but it was again. Of course, despite his failed attempts, we can't deny he becomes narrator of what is, at least to me, the main story unfolding in OCW. I love how he drives things forward and has essentially become the face of the movement. Will he succeed? ? Who knows? But it's definitely entertaining. A nice, well thought out response. So there you have it for the fucking Summerside thing. There's actually something else regarding Summerside too that it's too late to get into now, but if you want to play whatever, what do you think is better? Well, I forgot. My bad. Got excited. See, I literally get happy talking about this stupid shit. The show rating out of 5, we got a 3.8. I said 4. Most people said about 4, 3.5. So 3.8 is about where we need. Whoever put 1 for this fucking show rating, you're a cunt. I should probably look up your shit, but I'm not gonna go that far. Go fuck yourself. That's hilarious. 1 is crazy. That's probably DEI Dan. His shit, it fucking stinks. I hate it so much. Anyway, yeah. So compare it to last Summerside, I guess. See, like, what do you prefer or whatever? I know the recency bias is a thing, but if you look at the original, not the original, if you look at last year's Summerside, it's kind of interesting because last year's Summerside was 9 matches. This one's 10, so it's only just one extra one. So I found it funny. Matter of fact, let me see. Summerside 2024. Is that gonna work? Oh yeah, it did. Nice artwork, by the way. I don't know who did that. Maybe I did, or maybe probably Emp. Looks like we had on this one. We had I think it should be in order, but it looks like we opened up with C Note and Jinx for the North American. I think that's where Jinx won to start his reign. So that was whatever. We had a grudge match, Dragana Caesar versus Holly Hunter. We had the Legends tag, which is really fucking good in my opinion. I know some people cry, but fuck you. Nato Ortiz and Mugen versus the Lobby. I remember that one being really good. We had the death match. Oh, the death match, Horse and Blacksmith. Oh shit, yeah, buddy. Fuck yeah. We got the tag championships. This is a Mass Effect on their roll versus the Pivot. I remember. I think the Pivot lost this one. I do believe that was part of the story. I think we was using in the production material and the role play on the site. I do believe. Well, the grudge match, Valk and Pearl. Was this the case? What's the case? This was the case. The grudge match, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the grudge match. Wait, no, the cage might have been after. Matter of fact, I gotta check this video out. Shit, man. And why is this so gigantic? Fuck. No, this is just a regular grudge match. Oh wow, fuck. Who's fucking cooking last year? Jesus Christ. We got Bash and B17. This is where Bash got his fucking pants pulled down. We got Cheyenne versus Deborah for the women's title. Then we got the main event of Parker versus Marguerite. Shit, we was cooking back last year. God damn. Anyway, if you want to add to the fucking kerfluffle, which do you prefer? 2024, 2025? I don't fucking know. Bob's your uncle. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you for listening to this shit. If you haven't, whatever. It is what it is. I will leave you with this, and hopefully I can be clear as crystal for the most part. I don't mind ball busting. I don't mind the old razzle dazzle. And I don't mind if you would consider them controversial opinions, I suppose. However, you must always apply a cogent fucking thought driven by logic and not your fucking fifis. If I see something stupid, I will probably take the bait and we will all have a bad time. I don't want to take bait, but if it's in the water, I'll take it. But the thing is, you can't be upset if Lord Shark bites you in half. So take that into private conversations, take that into public forums or conversations. I don't give a rat titty fuck. Have your opinions, sure. Make them make sense. And don't go by your feelings. Because if you do, you're going to have a bad fucking time with me, Kimasabi. I'm here for peace, but I'm playing for keeps. Thank you for listening to my horse shit. I'm going to finish my drink now, and we'll see you on Friday. Should be a very fun show. I hope it's a fun show. It should be. Y'all pretty good. Matter of fact, what's the card? Because I don't remember that shit. What's the card? I know I gave a lot of you motherfuckers some time off to relax and coalesce and reconfigure your spirit. Because unlike most, I give a shit about like I'm not trying to book you fucking people. Nah, I really should just get like when y'all be on some bullshit, just like, oh, you know what, you want to fucking fight? Here you go. Fight this week, next week, the following week. It's going to be late. Fuck you. Better get it in on time. Anyway, what we got? We got Turmoil. Main event, Dragana. Mystery match. A-Shore versus Devin. Oh, how embarrassing. This should be good. The losers bracket, I believe, if you want to be nasty with it. This should be good. But if it's not great, I'm good. I'm just going to swap that one with Max Edwards, Paul Harris, assuming that one's good. So we'll see. Underground Lee versus Boners to go. That should be a fun endeavor. Like I said, Max Edwards and Paul Harris. That should be a fun endeavor. The Crash Out Crew versus fucking Jacob, Hawk, and Razor. That should be an ass whooping, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? I feel bad for the rookies, but fuck it. What you want? Got requested. Cheyenne versus Serena de la Diosa. Well, all I can predict is I haven't called the match yet. There'll be Rookie Pyro, which will annoy the shit out of me. And then I'll probably bury it halfway through in the match. Jake will stop me, and then I'll get back on focus. But other than that horse shit, it should actually be a pretty good match. Both handlers are in it to win it, if you will. I do hope that Cheyenne gets folded just because the amount of shit they talk. So we'll see. Should be so basically out of 6 matches, there's only one where I'm like, "Ooh boy," and that's a tag match because they're gonna get their ass. Them rookies gonna get their ass beat, but it should be a fun time. So we'll see you on Friday. Wear your best suit and tie. Be in it to win it, and if you're in an extension, you already fucked up because it's 4:44, and you're not getting it unless you asked earlier in the show. So no, Max. If you say it's going to be late, it's not going to be used. You have to do it before the break. I mean the deadline. Okay, thank you. God bless. Goodbye. $5. Parker's going to say his shit's going to be late. Just saying. Okay, bye. Oh, wait a minute before I forget. If you got questions, you could actually put them in the Ask Podcast thing, and I'll answer them next time I do this bullshit. That should be fun. Have some good questions, though. Something meat and potatoes. I don't even care if it's controversial. If it's controversial and you feel a certain kind of way, maybe you can send it in private. I'll answer it on the fucking show. I don't give a fuck. Unless you're trying to weaponize my commentary, which at that point, go fuck yourself, because I light your ass up too. I don't care. Anyway, all right, now we're done for serious because I have to go cook now. Okay, bye. And have another conversation while I'm cooking. This should be fun. Bye.